What would you do if you knew that success, freedom, and power were within your reach? If, for a moment, you could glimpse that everything you have ever dreamed of, all the achievements that seem so distant, are right there, waiting to be achieved. Do you feel stuck? That your circumstances are stronger than you are? If you feel there is no way out, then your vision is just clouded. You are looking at the obstacles, not the opportunities. You are not stuck. What is stuck, in fact, is your mind. Napoleon Hill, a man who dedicated himself to understanding the essence of success, wrote about a transformative idea. What you think, you become. And that's not just a catchphrase, it's a universal truth. The way you see the world, the way you see yourself, determines the reality you create. Because what you think, you feel. What you feel, you act on. What you act on, you become. And there is no limitation that can stop someone who understands the power of this truth. Human beings, in their essence, are capable of achieving anything as long as they first understand their own greatness. The world is full of examples. Thomas Edison, the man who, when asked about his more than 1,000 failed attempts to create the electric light bulb, replied, "I haven't failed 1,000 times. I've just found 1,000 ways that don't work." Edison was not stuck on his failures. He saw them as stepping stones, as vital parts of the path to success. And it wasn't just Edison. Andrew Carnegie, Henry Ford, Walt Disney, all of these men achieved what seemed impossible because they didn't see their obstacles as prisons, but as opportunities in disguise. Every failure, every problem, was a step closer to victory. The truth is, you're never stuck unless you allow your mind to trap you. When you feel the chains of your life tightening, it's a sign that you're no longer aligned with the inner power we all have. And that's when everything starts to change. Imagine for a moment that you're in a dark room. You can't see anything. The air is heavy. The heat is suffocating. You feel lost. But then an idea pops into your mind. There is a door, a way out. The mere thought of that door begins to light a flame in your heart. And with that thought, you begin to move. Each step you take in the darkness is no longer a step of despair, but a step of faith. Faith in the idea that the way out is there, waiting for you. That's how the human mind works. When you change your way of thinking, when you create a clear vision of what you want, things start to move. Doors start to open. And that transformation starts with something simple: believing. Believing in yourself. Believing in your potential. It doesn't matter where you are right now. It doesn't matter how trapped you feel. The only step that matters is the one you take toward your own belief. Because true imprisonment is not a lack of opportunities or resources. True imprisonment is a lack of vision, a lack of faith. The first key to breaking free from the prison of mediocrity is to have a clear and unwavering vision of what you want. Many live their lives like boats adrift, carried by the waves of chance, aimlessly, without direction. They are content with what life gives them. But visionaries, those who achieve great things, know that life must be created, not just lived. They have a clear goal, a crystal clear vision of what they want to achieve. And that vision becomes the engine that drives everything around them. It is not a vague dream, but a sharp clarity, a certainty that victory is certain. In every great success story, you will find a clear vision as the foundation. Henry Ford, who revolutionized the automotive industry, was not limited to what was available in his time. He saw the future. He believed that cars could be accessible to everyone, not just an elite few. And it was that vision that led him to create the Model T, which transformed the history of transportation worldwide. Without vision, none of this would have happened, and it is vision that will set you free. When you know what you want and have clarity on how to achieve it, you begin to see opportunities around every corner. They were always there, but you couldn't see them before. Vision clears the path. But vision without action is like a house of cards. You need discipline. Vision is the first step, but discipline is the fuel. And fuel is not something you find easily, especially on difficult days. But it is precisely in those moments, when everything seems to be falling apart, that discipline must become your lifeblood. Discipline is what separates those who dream from those who achieve. Dreaming is easy. Staying focused and taking action every day, even when nothing seems to be working, is what defines success. And there is no magic formula for this. It is a daily choice. All the great men in history, those you admire and try to emulate, all had something in common: the ability to persevere when circumstances said no. Thomas Edison, for example, didn't stop trying until he found the solution. That's discipline. That's a commitment to your own greatness. Don't wait for motivation to act, because motivation is fickle. Create habits. Take action. Discipline creates the foundation for success. However, discipline and vision alone are not enough. To truly break free from the prison of mediocrity, you must learn to deal with difficulties and inevitable obstacles. The path to success is not linear. There are moments of failure, moments of pain, moments of doubt, moments of failure. And that's where resilience comes in. Resilience is not the ability to never fall. No. Resilience is the ability to get up stronger each time, more prepared. Because every challenge faced, every difficulty overcome is a learning experience. There is no defeat if you learn from it. And it is in adversity that you grow. Don't avoid difficulties. Life is made of them. And believe me, it is these difficulties that forge your character, that teach you valuable lessons about who you are and what you can achieve. Henry Ford did not succeed immediately. He failed several times before creating the automotive industry we know today. But it was his resilience, his ability to learn from his mistakes and move forward, that made the difference. Thus, every step toward your greatness, every small effort, every great challenge overcome, will gradually erase the chains of doubt and fear, and you realize that you are no longer trapped. What seemed like a prison is actually your training ground, your battlefield, where you forge your own freedom. Because it is not the absence of obstacles that defines your life, but how you face them. When you align yourself with your purpose, when you know clearly who you are and what you are meant to do, life begins to open up to you in ways you never imagined. Fear begins to disappear, confidence grows, and then you realize you were never trapped. What was trapped was your vision, your lack of clarity. And now, with discipline, with action, with resilience, and above all, with faith, you are free to achieve everything you desire. This is your liberation. This is the key to unlocking the door you thought was locked forever. And when you open it, you will see that the world is waiting for you.